What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this video, it's my birthday, so I decided I was going to review something really nice for turning 33 years old. Yes, I know I probably look like I'm 50, but no, I'm just 33. And I thought, I'm going to crack into something very nice this evening because I deserve it, right? So I was going back and forth. This really was a last minute decision, guys. It was between the old Fitzgerald 11 year or this Elijah Craig 18 year. And then it dawned on me, I have a deal with a couple different people that I'm not allowed to open this bottle because they're supposed to share it with me. They're supposed to open this bottle with me. So unfortunately, for those of you that would have actually really liked to see a review on the old Fitzgerald 11 year, pretty hard to find, by the way. This is like $400, $500, $600 on the secondary market. I can't review this for you today. So by default for my birthday, I'm going to choose this Elijah Craig single barrel 18 year. Bottle 10, 22, 24, barrel 70, 90. You guys can see this fantastic bourbon offering. I've gotten into bourbons and whiskeys these days. I tend to really enjoy them more and more as I get older, but I like to enjoy them in company of others. So other people that really like to drink it with me. So it's a little bit disappointing to drink them alone, but you know what? I just turned 33. I'm going to drink this with you right now, and I'm going to give you a solid review on this as a person who doesn't typically review bourbon. I'm not a bourbon snob as of right now. I'm learning some things. I have a craft beer palate. Yes, I have a nice little whiskey collection I've put together. But I'm going to tell you what I think of this Elijah Craig 18 year as a novice bourbon reviewer, because I really am just a novice at the end of the day. I've had some very nice bottles in my life, but I'm just getting into them more heavily as of the last year. So, brand spanking new. This is about $179.99 at the Michigan MSRP. So it's cool if you can find it for that, because I've heard some mixed things about, secondary pricing and price gouging and this and that. And sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. It's supply and demand. It's what you're willing to pay for them, guys. So we have this nice simplistic bottle. And luckily, I got it at state minimum because that's how I roll. So we're going to crack this open. Finally. Okay. And it's my birthday. I can do what I want to. Oh. And I hate opening nice bottles alone. Man. But, guys. 18 year, Elijah Craig. Hold on. Shh. Wait. Oh, wet cork. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm going to do it neat, and then I'm going to do it a little bit on the rocks. So, wow. Nice bottle. I'll get a little pour here. Wowza. Get it in a small little rocks glass. Okay, nice little pours there. Wow. So, I like Elijah Craig products, I'm not going to lie. They're very enjoyable. But have I ever had an 18 year? I have not. So what we're seeing is this little light caramel. There's not too much. It's not as dark as I thought, like in the ring light. I thought maybe from looking at it in this bottle it would be much darker, but it actually has a little bit lighter of a look to it in that light there directly. But decent color. Again, I thought she'd be a little bit darker, more caramely, but it's kind of like this light honey caramel, if you will. It looks pretty good right there. Nice legs really running down there. We got 90 proof. I don't think I mentioned that. So 90 proof and aged for very, very long for me. Again, I don't think I've had an 18 year whiskey or bourbon, and I'm excited to try this one with you guys. So let's get a nose. Doesn't smell very hot. I mean, kind of woody, toothpicky, oaky. I still get like some subtle sweetness, like a honey vanilla, more leaning towards honey. And I really thought I would get some sort of like more of a spice note or some sort of like baking spices or such. And I really am not getting that underneath this subtle sweetness and under this woody oak. But I know also that these sometimes need to open up a little bit, and I just poured this. It's just entered the glass, my dirty glass. Shame on me. And sometimes this takes a little bit of time to open up, and I noticed once these aerate a little bit, oxygen hits them, they actually do get better. So I'm kind of rushing it, but we are going to go in for a sip, guys. I don't smell anything that's that noticeable that I have not mentioned. Again, vanilla, honey, oak. And maybe even a subtle there's a subtle baking spice underneath, but it's very light. You know, I want to say that there's this vanilla frosting note with some sort of like nutmeg, but I'm really searching for that. I don't think it's really obvious or super apparent that it's there. But let's get this, guys. Cheers to 33, and thank you for being here. Let's get this in to the palate. Cheers. That's lovely. Very smooth. So typically you get some big burn. That burn, it did show itself a little bit going down, but just the maturity of this wood in this kind of charred oak. It's very abundant. It's very obvious that this is an oak bomb. But again, I do get subtle notes of like sweet vanilla and honey frosting kind of mixed together. I wouldn't say it's like to the level of frosting, but it's approaching it. There is that level of sweetness that is integrated into this, and it is quite tasty. But you really have to like the woody, oaky bombs here, because that's what this is bringing to the table. Again, it has been in those barrels for quite some time, much longer than my palate's used to, but luckily I enjoy the woodiness, I enjoy the oakiness when it's complemented, and there is some sort of sweetness that complements it. Is it insanely complex? I don't know. I don't think on first impressions, you know, as I let this open up, obviously I'll continue to sit here and sip with you guys. Maybe I'll speed this video up a little bit and do some cuts because I like to let it open up. I don't think it's overly complex for being an 18-year bourbon that costs $180. Is it cool that I'm drinking a $180 bottle, $170 bottle of bourbon? Absolutely. Very cool. But price doesn't always mean quality. Although Elijah Craig is very well known for quality and mass distribution as well. Pretty easy to find the bottles, but not necessarily this one. But you can find this if you look for it. I want to say that there's like a touch of like cinnamon spice in there and nutmeg. It's very faint, but again, I get that vanilla and this vanilla honey note really that comes together into the woodiness and into the charred oakiness of this bourbon. Again, I'm a rookie. I've had many craft beers that are in bourbon barrel aged. I've had many, but not many. I've had many bourbons and whiskeys, but again, a newer palate, newer kind of perspective and concept of what drinking quality bourbon is when you talk to me. So let's try this. Let's go on the rocks. Look at that little amber joining the party, little honey amber in there. Let's go to the little bit of the rocks class. Cheers. Wow. Even smoother. You know, it gets rid of some of the oak, but it shines a little bit more of sweetness. But the sweetness kind of gets watered down, so I can't pinpoint really that it's as much vanilla or as much honey. And I think some of the spices in this kind of get watered down as well, where it doesn't actually like perfectly complement it, where some bourbons I do like them on the rocks typically. But in this case, just from going one to the other, I actually do think I liked it better as the oakier bomb. And I could taste a little bit more of where that sweetness came from. Not that I couldn't tell it was sweeter. It's just it was more pronounced of the sources of sweetness compared to on the rocks. The sweetness shined in the rocks, but I could say honey and vanilla and a little bit of that cinnamon nutmeg thing that I am subtly getting on the back end of the neat glass, if you will. So one more time on the neat. More bourbon, as in oakiness. And just, yeah, that dull it's a dull baking spice. I feel like there's complexity here, but you have to kind of dig for it. It's not that it's like my ultra favorite bourbon of all time, but it's really good. And I like oak. So that says a lot, right? Because that's what this is at the end of the day. It's a really tasty bourbon if you want to spend $179 to $220 in Michigan, because that's what you're going to find this for. And in this case, it's my birthday, so I can do whatever I want. And I'm going to drink $180 bourbon right now. But guys, truthfully, this is very good. But I will say, as a novice perspective, I don't think, in my humble opinion, that it's $180 good. There's a lot of other offerings that you can find with much more complexity that still have some age, maybe not 18 years, but some you might still find for a better price point with a little bit more integral properties in them, different components that you can point out. This one, kind of an oak bomb, kind of just sticking to the honey and vanilla sweetness with a little bit, just a little bit of that baking spice. So here we go, one more sip for you guys. Smooth though, smooth on the rocks as that opens up. I mean, it's tree bark. It's chimney charred oak. The spices are just, like I said, you really got to dig for them. It's really good, but I will say, maybe not 180, 190, $200 good, but really tasty. If you get this for like $90, $100, this would be an excellent offering. And it still is, and I'm still going to celebrate, guys, because it's my birthday, and I'm going to do what I want to. So thanks for being here, guys. This was the Elijah Craig 18-year review. Again, bottle 10, 22, 24, and the barrel 70, 90. That's the full review for you guys as a novice perspective craft beer drinker. But expect more. If you like this, let me know. I will continue to do more reviews. And by the way, if you ever want me to, I will review this Old Fitzgerald 11 year. So you just let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm going to go celebrate. And if you're watching this video, I'm probably out to dinner with my family, having a swell time. So until next time, guys, cheers, prost, yamas, drink good bourbon. You can tell that I'm not good at this because I'm not good at opening new bourbons. Wow, this is going to be like an outtake. How can it be that hard? Who doesn't want me to drink bourbon right now? The whiskey bourbon gods are just fighting me right now. I can't open this son of a bitch. This is such bullshit.